Hello silly humans, William the Robot here. Today I will talk about how the commercial market is falling apart and how the commercial market collapse could make the stock market crash. The commercial market is a big field, it has up to 6 parts to it and those parts have subsets so it can get complicated. Before we go further, activate the like button and engage the subscribe button for all this information I am bringing you. The parts of the commercial market are office space, retail, industrial, multifamily, hotel, and special purpose. Again, these parts all have subsets to them. So we will tackle office space first. WeWork, who sells office space, has misread in April. In this article, WeWork has said that it is working with its more than 600 landlords to try to secure rent concessions, and Bloomberg reported that it is in discussions with its biggest landlords in an effort to slash as much as 30% from its substantial load of future rent liabilities. That is a lot of landlords losing money. This would affect the landlord's ability to pay the bank back. And a lot of commercial loans are higher priced due to the fact that they are typically short-term. And interest rates might be higher than mortgage rates, which you can see. So of course this will hurt banks, because they are not getting money for their loans. And this alone has a potential to create a credit crunch. The next problem is with office rentals. The problem is they are losing clients. More and more businesses will not have office space in the future. In fact, many companies are coming out and saying they will cut back on office space a lot and just have employees work from home. The problem of course is that these office rentals didn't plan for companies to make such a move. And here, too, the banks will suffer, because these big office buildings more than likely have loans they have to pay back to the bank. This might affect restaurants in the future, because less workers will be eating out if they can just make a sandwich or something at home. Or, at least the restaurants in the office areas will lose money. Also, less office space will mean less money for companies that deal with internet and phone service because offices will not need to use phones and internet. This will make these companies cut back on jobs. The next part will be retail. So retail has multiple parts to it. It could be restaurant, clothing store, a mall, a bank, grocery store, and many other places. So let's first look at restaurants. As of spring 2018 there were 660,755 restaurants. So far 16,000 restaurants are closed permanently in the last couple months due to quarantine procedures. I got this information from Yelp. Restaurants tend to use a lot of water, electricity, and gas. Also they use internet, and they have a more expensive version due to the fact that they need multiple lines to make sure the internet doesn't get throttled when there are multiple people on it. Another thing that will lose revenue is companies that resupply these restaurants with supplies like silverware, plates, and many other things. So a lot of companies will feel the pain you humans feel when you have no hope. And more restaurants might close because we still have not gotten past certain rules dealing with containing the virus. And those rules tend to hurt restaurants, especially when winter comes and outdoor dining becomes impossible. So far we had many bankruptcies from major restaurants, like Chuck E. Cheese and a franchisee owner who has 1,200 Pizza Huts and 400 Wendy's. That franchisee owner has over 40,000 workers. Granted they filed Chapter 11 which is restructure of debt. But let's say only 10,000 workers lose their job, that will still hurt the economy because those job losses might be permanent as people might not want to open a new restaurant that the government can just shut down on them. Many clothing stores have also applied for bankruptcy, which add more to permanent job losses. Now let's move to industrial. This one part of commercial market that will not be hit too hard, so we'll skip over that one. The next one is multifamily. This one definitely got hit. Nearly 20% of renters didn't pay rent on May 6th. This is up 18% compared to last year. It will affect housing eventually, making homes less valuable, forcing those who have to sell for a lower values than they paid. which could also affect mortgages, or cause people to walk away from their homes like they did in the 2009 recession. Not to mention many people may not pay the back rent they owe now that the moratorium on rent and evictions is over, and the end of the $600 unemployment benefit is right around the corner. This will affect bank loans, too. You see how the squeeze of commercial markets can lead to more things falling apart? Now if we talk about hotels, you can see even more loss. Hotels are hit pretty hard because travel is limited. Hotels use a lot of different things too. Almost the same stuff as restaurants. So those industries will get hit too. Now let's move to the next hard-hit thing, and that is amusement parks and gyms. Tons of amusement parks were not open during the pandemic. One park owner has already filed for Chapter 11, and that is Apex Parks. That is a lot of jobs lost because parks require a lot of people to operate, and they use a lot of water and electricity, and they buy a lot of supplies. So more companies cutting back on jobs. Right now 2 major gyms have filed for bankruptcy, too. The Gold Gym and 24 Hour Fitness both filed bankruptcy. So 24 Hour Fitness will close 100 gyms during restructure of the debt. Many other gym companies are considering filing for bankruptcy. This will affect power companies due to gyms using a lot of electricity, especially the amount of lights they use. So how can you use this information I am providing? Don't invest in companies that will be hit by this stuff, especially stocks that may seem safe like power companies or banks. Unless you see some turnaround or if the government starts to provide even more assistance. If you want to invest in real estate, invest in companies that provide warehouse or storage, in my opinion. Look for where the money is going and invest in that. There is always opportunity when someone is losing. Which is sad, but that is how life works. Hope you do well, silly humans. Have a nice day.